Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Office Hours with Jess. We are nearing the end of the month of November, which also means we are inching closer and closer to December 1st, which is what I know to be a major deadline for graduate school applications. So with that, I wanted to make a quick video just cheering you all to the finish line and giving you all a few tips of what to do in these final moments before December 1st. At this point, you've hopefully had most of your application done, your statement is there, you're all ready. If not, that's okay. I know for my MPH applications, I was really working up until the finish line, and I'll tell you that a little bit more later. But this is what I recommend you doing if you are at that point where you're like, okay, I'm like just about ready to submit, but I'm afraid to hit that submit button. So number one, letters of recommendation. This is the time to nudge your letter writers. If you see in the portals that they haven't provided their letters yet, feel free to remind them of the deadline, because that is an important piece that needs to go in time. So this is the time that it's totally okay to send those reminder emails. So I would triple check that those are in, and if not, to send those reminder emails now. Number two, speaking of double checking, this is also a good time to just do another run through of all of your documents. Proofread everything. Even if you can have just a new set of eyes, look things over and make sure there are no spelling mistakes or grammatical errors in your personal statement or other key documents. This is the time to do that double checking as well. So take time to really make sure. Again, one small typo isn't going to make or break your application, but it's always nice to submit the best version possible of everything. And then number three, this is my biggest tip. Try to submit early. I know this is something that is very hard, but try your best not to be hitting the submit button at 11:59 on December 1st. Because you still may need to validate your application through the portal, or there might be processes in place and checks that have to happen. So if you can, try to submit your application a few days before. If you're like me and celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday with your family, I always try to get things in before the Thanksgiving meal, so I'm not eating turkey and then feeling sleepy and then wanting to work on my applications after. So if you can, submit before or earlier than December 1st. That's always a good thing, and that gives you that buffer in that room. So if you do have a missing document or some document gets flagged, you have time to fix it before December 1st. Because what happened when I submitted my MPH applications is I did wait until after Thanksgiving, right before the day before. It actually was like 2 days before December 1st. So I was like, I'm being good. I'm giving myself 2 days. And then my application came back and was like, all your transcripts are like not verified. There's something wrong with them. So I had to do this mad dash to fix that problem before December 1st. And I was frantically emailing programs being like, I'm sorry if you get the bad transcript. And it was really stressful. And I thought I was going to have to wait or, forego all my December 1st applications. But all ended up being good, but that was not worth all the stress I went through. So if you can get things in a few days early, I'd make sure that everything's in correctly. I would do that. But I just want to say congratulations on making it to this point. You are almost there. I am cheering you on until you get to the finish line and after you get to the finish line and beyond. So great work getting your application to this point. You've worked so hard in these past couple months or even longer to get it to this point. And now you just submit and let it be. And I know you all are going to be on the path that you are supposed to be after all of this. So with that, I will close this episode and wish you all the best with submitting your applications. I'm totally here for you, and like I said, cheering you on. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep coming back as I cheer you on through this process, and I'll see you on another episode of Office Hours with Jess.